Hey guys, so you can definitely tell things are back to normal, as I said in the live stream, just by the fact that I'm outside recording this. But I wanted to come on here and just talk about a situation that's going on right now. You see, with All In this Sunday, I believe that's what it is. I think it's this Sunday. With All In this upcoming Sunday, a lot of people feel that even though the card looks good, and the build has been fine. That there have been some kinks in the build. Like some I guess you could say holes are not accepting certain screws, if you catch my drift. And one of those situations when it comes to that is Britt and Mercedes. Now you would think that this being pretty much a dream match that fans have been wanting since basically 2019, if not 2020, you would think that both women, and if it not AEW itself and the creative team, would do everything they can to essentially make this a big deal. Kind of even push it to the point that it could main event, if not main event, close out the show instead of Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. But apparently that's not the case, because it looks like they have dropped the ball. Now, could they kind of salvage, the build for it this Wednesday and even Saturday? Absolutely. Absolutely they can, salvage the build, because they're going to be in England. They're going to be in Cardiff, I would think, England, for both shows prior to All In. So they have time in front of what will be red hot sellout crowds to really salvage, this entire situation. But, that's going to be up to them, and it's going to be up to the women involved. Now, with that said, a lot of people are speculating if maybe what Britt did behind the scenes, with Alicia Atout and MJF, may have caused, Tony Khan to sour on pretty much having any enthusiasm for this match. Well, that might be the case too, but I don't think it is. I think what it is it's more along the lines of, I think it's more along the lines of ego. You see, you have Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, and Britt Baker, both who were at one time looked at respectfully as the faces of both the company's women's division. And because they were looked at as such at one point, I should say, of course it's gonna, have them develop egos, to kind of, have them from their own point of view believe that they are better, than the other, and that they're a bigger star than the other. So I think that might be what this is. It is a, how do I put it? It is a battle of egos. It's like they're going along with, as professionally as they can, they're going along with, anything that's given to them to help, push this narrative for this match. But I think what's holding it back is, I believe they know what the outcome's going to be, and one is not happy with it, and the other is happy with it. Or, both kind of, see what the outcome could be, and neither are happy with it. And that's why they're not putting so much effort into, getting people invested. And look, if those are the situations, if those are the scenarios, then Tony Khan and his creative team needs to get, on the ball. They need to sit these two women down in the back and ask, okay, what's the issue? What is the deal? Why aren't you putting a lot of effort into getting people to, get excited, get invested, in this matchup at All In? What's the deal? What can we do to fix this? That's what they need to do. They need to, sit them down and, ask those questions. Because if not, the match itself might be good, but the result at the end of the day behind the scenes may not be good. And I know Tony Khan does not want another CM Punk Jack Perry situation, but this time with the women, after certain matches at All In. So so if I'm Tony Khan and I have my creative team that's working on this story, this feud, then together I get them, I get Mercedes, I get Britt, and I sit them down and I try to hash this out to try to figure, okay, what is going to be satisfactory for everybody involved, and get you two enthusiastic, to want to really sell this match, because some people will look at this and be like, well, Mercedes is more into, this match happening than Britt. And that is the case in some people's perspective, because some people like JD and others, JD from NY206 of Off the Script, him and Chi-Town Mark, Hill Jesse, and I think even Solid Monster have all said, and I think even Alex Hicks, those that I follow and others, have all said that it feels like Britt's facial reactions and everything, it's like she doesn't want to be there. It's like she doesn't want to be part of this. Like she was excited for it, but then all of a sudden that excitement just disappeared. And again, it goes back to potentially maybe she knows what the outcome's going to be, and she doesn't like it, because it's like, if you're putting her through this situation to where, like on Collision on Saturday, Mercedes gets the best of her, with a sneak attack by her and Camille, one has to wonder if you can blame Britt for being like with thinking along the lines, trying to find the right words to say here, thinking along the lines of, so I'm going through all this, I'm going through all this adversity. I'm standing up for AEW. I'm an OG, to this outsider who still thinks she's in WWE, and yet I'm booked to lose, and maybe lose clean, And if that's what she's found out, I don't think anybody could potentially blame her for not, having any more heart into it or wanting to be part of this anymore if she knows what the result would be. And to me, again, that goes back to Tony Khan needs to sit her down, sit Mercedes down, sit the creative down, and be like, okay, we need to put some energy, we need to inject some life back into this. What can we do to do that? And maybe work something out to where perhaps, you come up with a decision that satisfies both. It satisfies Mercedes, it satisfies Britt, and everybody's happy. Or at least professionally can respect, that decision at the end of the day. They don't have to get along with each other, but, still be something that they can respect at the end of the day. But we'll have to see what Tony Khan does. We will. Because, again, right now, if you compare the two, according to some people, it's Mercedes that's more excited than Britt. But is Mercedes excited? Or is she just putting on an act? Because I think, honestly, Mercedes, she's excited of, hey, I'm going to get this dream match that people have been wanting off the ground and made it a reality. But is she really excited, or just, going along with it because, hey, I'm going to get paid anyway, win or lose, I'm going to get paid big bucks, more than Britt. Is she even putting a lot of heart into it? We don't know. And you go back to the whole situation with Britt and MJF and Alicia Atout, you have to wonder, that happening played maybe a role in the result that, Britt probably found out about, the booking decision, the outcome for All In, that has caused her not to put any heart into wanting to be part of this anymore. Again, we don't know. We don't know what the situation is. We do not know what's going on. We do not know why what should be, as a lot of people put it, a slam dunk of a feud and a storyline and a match has suddenly gone so ice cold it freezes the depths of hell to its very core. The only people I think that know the answer to this, unfortunately, is Tony Khan, his creative crew, and maybe from an individual perspective, Britt and Mercedes. Mostly Britt, maybe. But, only time will tell. I mean, what I'm worried about is as soon as that bell rings, we're going to have a Bash at the Beach 2000 situation where Britt will just lay down and Mercedes will cover her, and that will lead to some kind of altercation behind the scenes, to where Britt will get mad at the fact that, hey, that's what you wanted. You didn't want to have her put me over because I'm the conquering hero coming back after a year, So so again, we just have to wait and see. But hopefully, it doesn't come to that. But I fear we might get something similar, to it. And I can guarantee you, if that happens, it will get people talking and talking for all the wrong reasons when it comes to AEW. And if I'm AEW and I want to make a good first impression, for Texas, because the people at Global Life Field in charge of that, they're going to be watching. If I want to make a good first impression so that they have an idea of what they're going to be getting next year, then yeah, I might want to, again, take Mercedes, take Britt, take my creative crew behind this feud and story, sit them all down, and work something out to where it's satisfactory for everybody. And that's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for. But it's up to Tony Khan and it's up to his creative crew to try to get this feud back on track, to get in the last week, the go home week before All In, to get that momentum swung back in its back in its favor, to where people will see a lot more interest and investment in it than what's going on right now. But let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think is the reasoning here as to why this slam dunk of a feud has gone so ice cold it freezes the depths of hell to its core? And what do you think could be the real reason? Do you think Britt is aware of what's going to happen and she's not thrilled with it? Do you think it might have to do with what happened behind the scenes, with her, MJF, and Alicia Atout? What are your thoughts? And do you think maybe Mercedes, even though it looks like she's into it, maybe she's not really, and could there be a reason for that too? Let me know. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, like the video. Click on that bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the links in the description to my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else, as well as to the other places where you can find my content. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this entire situation. And until then, I'm out.